Hola, hola, hola a todos. It's tu prima favorita Bobby here, and welcome back to the Cousins Corner. If you are not new here, if you are new here, welcome to the Cousins Corner. I'm tu prima favorita Bobby, and I just like to talk. And I just had a quick mensaje that was on my mind that I wanted to come and share with mis primos. I think that there are a couple of things that we could probably pick out in life that some of us can attribute to some of our greatest downfall. I think one of the biggest things is not honoring ourselves. I feel like a lot of times in life we feel very ashamed, if that's the word to use, or sometimes just guilty for really taking ourselves into consideration and moving based on how we feel. There are a lot of people who don't have an issue with doing those things. I know we talk a lot about how men have the audacity and how they are very self-serving and will always choose themselves first. A lot of them are like that. A lot of them do lead like that. And I still, to this day, agree that we as women in general can learn that very important trait from men. But I do think that that just comes overall within people, within nice people or people who have had to be the good guy or the good girl for so long, that there's a sort of guiltiness that kind of takes over when you start to get into that point of your life where you're realizing where you're honoring yourself and where you're not honoring yourself. And what becomes hard in those times is because you've spent so much time in your life honoring other people or looking out for other people, taking up for other people, serving other people, being there for other people, whatever the case may be, that you've put honoring yourself on the back burner. And sometimes honoring yourself is going with that gut feeling. Sometimes it's going to be going against everything that you've been taught or told or know, but knowing that something is true to you, it's true to how you feel, it's true to what you've learned, it's true to what you've observed, it's true to what you know. And sometimes you might find yourself in these spaces where you're fighting that, where you're like, I know what is best for me, I know what's right for me, I know what I want, I know what I desire, I know what's going to give me the best results, but for some reason I cannot let go, or for some reason I cannot take that step forward, or for some reason I don't want to step out of line or step outside the box or cause confrontation, cause a ruckus, take up space, whatever the case may be. And that one mistake, that being afraid to honor yourself for whatever reason, is a lot of people's downfall. It's a lot of people's why didn't I just? It's a lot of people's I have no regrets except for the time that I didn't, or the time that I did, or the time that I just didn't know how to blank, blankety, blank, blank, blank. And I am here to say, and I feel like I've been making a lot of videos this year about this, but I just think that it's really important to understand that this is a season of honoring yourself. The world is changing. So many things are moving. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save us. Live your life. Vive tu vida como quieres. And again, I'm not saying go out there and run amok and do crazy things and just chop it up to the wind because, oh, it's what I want to do, whatever. I'm saying when you know for a fact that something is on your heart to do or to say, or some space that needs to be filled or taken up, or an action that needs to happen, something that needs to be changed, honor yourself in doing what you know is right. Whether that means that some people are going to be upset, that some people are going to disagree, that you might lose friends, that you might have family members that don't agree with you. If you know that me as a person, this is something that I hold important, this is something that I value, this is something that I desire to go after, this is something that I need to do for myself, you need to find it within yourself to honor yourself. Ask for forgiveness later if you need to. And again, if this is something that's gonna overstep on people's boundaries or put yourself or other people in harm's way, I'm not saying go for it. Seek some counsel first. But if you know that you need to have a conversation with somebody because something is not going right, it's not sitting within you, because you're hushing yourself, you're silencing yourself, you're making yourself smaller because you're afraid of whatever that outcome may be, you're not truly honoring yourself. And you know when you're not honoring yourself. You can feel it within the pit of your stomach. I know for me, when I am not speaking up for myself, or when I am not putting my best foot forward, or when I'm not doing something that when I know that I'm not honoring myself, I get a literal pit in my stomach. I get a literal pit in my stomach where it's just like, and inwardly just let me out. There's something I need to do. There's something I need to say. There's something I need to get, something I need to grasp, something that I need to let be known. I can feel it. I get into sweats. I get this feeling welled up inside of me, and I'm like, no, I need to speak. And it used to happen to me a lot when I was in school. Is a huge example. When I be in class and either there's, something that someone says, or something that the teacher said or asked or whatever, and I know the answer, or I know that what was said was wrong, or it was inappropriate, or that it was, a slight against me, and I'm like, that's not right, and I need to speak out. And I would get these feelings of, you need to speak. It's like a visceral response where I would have to respond, because I'm like, I'm sweating, I'm breaking out in hives, because something in me is telling me you need to honor yourself and you need to speak up. It's the same thing when I feel disrespected by people. And now, as a grown woman, as an adulto, as an adult, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna go for that. I'm gonna speak on how I feel. But there used to be times where I was so afraid of confrontation, or so afraid to speak out, so afraid to push the buttons and ruffle feathers. But I would again get that feeling. I'd be sweating. It'd be like, oh, what is this feeling? And it's like, it's because I'm not saying what I need to be saying. It's because I'm not honoring myself. It's because I'm trying to say that, oh, it's okay, this is all right, that's all right, because I don't want to cause whatever I think I'm going to cause, versus just speaking up and saying how I feel, saying, hey, I didn't like that you said that to me. Hey, I don't agree with that. Hey, what you said is actually not correct. It's actually incorrect. And let me tell you what is correct. Let me tell you what is truth. Let me tell you how I'm really feeling. Let me tell you how you can help. Let me communicate to you. I could go on and on and on about this, but I will just say that one of the biggest, greatest lessons that you can learn in life is to honor yourself. And sometimes that means taking baby steps. Sometimes it just means asking for help when you need it. Sometimes it's just letting people know, hey, I don't have the capacity for this. Hey, I don't have the mental capacity, or the physical capacity, or the emotional capacity for this. Hey, when you said this to me, I felt some type of way. Even if you don't really know how to explain it, it starts with just speaking up. It starts with recognizing how you felt. And if it didn't feel good to you, if it didn't feel satisfying to you, if it didn't feel like it solved the problem or solved the issue or put y'all on good terms or decent terms or gave you an understanding of that other person, it starts with just speaking up. That is one of the biggest ways that you can learn to honor yourself. It's one of the smallest steps that you could take, but one of the biggest steps that are going to teach you to take even more grander steps when it comes to honoring yourself. Anyway, I don't want to make this video super long. I just needed to honor myself by telling somebody that it is time for you to honor yourself. Please, if you like this video, please like this video, comment, share, subscribe, drop down in the chat. Let me know what are some ways that you have been honoring yourself, or some ways that you are learning to honor yourself. Share with our peers, with our colleagues, with our primos y primas, because there's some things that other people can take away as well. So again, this is Tu Prima Favorita, Bobby. Thank you for joining me here today in the Cousins Corner. I will see you next time. Bye.